Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and today we're going to talk about how to get your toddler to go to bed without resistance. I'm most known for the work I do teaching families how to govern themselves. So teaching parents and children how to master themselves. And if there's one thing I know, that teaching someone to go to bed without resistance doesn't start on the night that they need to go to bed. It starts way before. So in this video, we're going to talk about what to do before it's time for the child to go to bed and what to do on the night, on that time, in that moment when it's time for them to go to bed. One of the best ways to teach a toddler is to turn it into a game. Now, I don't mean make it a game right at bedtime, because that's not going to work. They're going to know you're up to something because they see that it's dark outside. Maybe you already asked them to get in their pajamas, so they won't trust you then. But if you turn it into a game when it's not nighttime, then it could be something fun. In fact, something they might even want to repeat again and again. So when my children were toddlers, I played a game that I called It's Time for Bed. And so what we would do is I would say, okay, we're going to play It's Time for Bed. And when mom says it's time for bed, then we're going to go and brush our teeth and say our prayers and all the little things we do at nighttime, our routine. And then we'll get in our covers and mom will come in and tuck us in and give us a kiss. And then mommy will walk out of the room. And when she walks out of the room, she'll just wait right outside the door for maybe 1 minute. And then I'll come in and I'll say, it's morning time. And we'll all cheer and we'll wake up. And then we'll go have a treat. So if they know ahead of time that they're going to do this practice, it's just a game, and then they get a treat, then it's something that they usually will agree to. Plus, it's playing pretend with mom. And toddlers love to play pretend with their parents. So play this pretend game, play it again and again in the same day. Have multiple treats. It's okay. You're getting ready to learn a new skill. So then, once you have learned that skill and you've practiced that game, then you're ready to pre-teach for success in the minute. With toddlers, the rule of thumb is pre-teach, pre-teach, pre-teach. That means you prepare them ahead of time for each new thing that's coming. You have to pre-teach many, many times before one skill will stick because their little brains are so small. Their prefrontal cortexes, where they problem solve, are so tiny that they need you to remind them again about what's coming. But we don't want to be nagging or bribing, not those kinds of reminding. Teach them skills and then help them use those skills. So we already taught them the skill in the game, it's time for bed. So now what you do is you say to the child, when it's evening time, you say, okay, here it is. Remember, now we're going to do it's time for bed for real. And in the morning, if we do it all just right, in the morning, mom will come in and tell you it's morning time, and then we will have a treat. So you say, okay, here we go. It's time for bed. And then they all say, okay, and they run off and they get everything done and they get in their rooms. Then you go in and you tuck them in, maybe sing them a little song, whatever you do for your night routine. And then you remind them, okay, now stay in your bed until it's really morning this time. And then we'll have a treat in the morning. And then you walk out of the room and they stay. Now, if they don't stay, obviously you're going to have to do a correction of some sort, but usually they will, because they know now, because of the game, what will happen really in the morning. And they trust that it will happen because you already showed them that it would happen, and they didn't have to go through any anxiety to learn that lesson. Normally when it's bedtime and you say, oh, this will happen in the morning, they know they'll forget, they think you'll forget, they have anxiety that it won't really happen. So make sure in the morning that they really do get that positive consequence that you told them would happen. Now, how long do you do treats? You do treats for maybe 2 weeks tops. It usually takes about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, no more than that ever, to learn a new skill and to make it a habit. So they'll learn this skill quickly, but it probably won't become a habit for a couple of weeks. And tell them we'll have a treat every morning for a couple of weeks. And then we'll know that our family has learned this skill and we won't have treats anymore in the morning. So come up with something motivating motivating for them. If for some reason they don't follow that instruction to go to bed when it's time, then you'll need to do a correction. I have other videos on this channel that talk about the proper way to do corrections. So I highly recommend looking around the channel for videos that teach you how to correct your child or how to make them obey. To help you out, I'm going to even put some links in the description box that will help you out. So go there and click those links and find more things on how to correct children. There is a skill that we teach in the Teaching Self-Government Parenting program called following instructions. This skill is also going to be a vital skill for helping toddlers learn to go to bed. Toddlers can learn all of the 4 basic skills, which are following instructions, accepting no answers, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. These are self-government skills that all people need to know. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love my next video, which is what is self-government to a child? So click that video now and get more help learning self-government and the skills that you'll need for success.